Hi, I'm Wendy Gardner. Now, pins are as important as needles because blunt pins can snag fabrics just as needles can. Here I have 4 varieties: flower head pins, great for quilted layers; glass head, brilliant for dressmaking; plastic head for craft use, and these dressmaker pins with dipped heads are really good for fine fabrics. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me show you each in action. The flower-headed pins are particularly useful when you're quilting or sewing thick layers. You've got wadding and layers of fabric and here binding. Pop them in at right angles. Lovely long stainless steel shafts with a flat pin head. That's really nice and easy to grab when you're sewing. So I pop them in at right angles and I can whip them out as I get to them. So I really like these pins, as I say, for quilting. My next set of pins are the glass-headed pins, again nickel-plated still. They come in a handy little pack like this, as do all the pins, so you can keep them safe when you're using them. And the glass-headed pins, they're lovely and long, so that's great when you're working with bulky fabrics. And the glass head means that if you accidentally iron over them, they won't melt, which is really good. I like to use these glass-headed pins when I sew bulky fabrics, and I can use them to pin baste, which saves basting. So just as I get to them, I whip them out. And the nice big round head here means I can pull it easily and I don't actually have to stop sewing. Another use for the coloured heads is you can actually use the colours to do different markings. So here I've marked my pleats, the fold line in yellow, the placement line in red. So I bring the fold line across to the placement line and pin in place. So it's a really easy way of transferring the tissue marks from the tissue to the fabric. This is the third set of pins in this collection, plastic headed pins. They're general purpose. Again, they have lovely long shafts, so great for thick bulky fabrics or layers. And I love the fact that they've got a nice big pin head, so it's really easy to grip. And one thing I haven't mentioned yet about the other pins that is equally valid for these as well, with these lovely big coloured heads, if you do drop them onto the floor, and unfortunately we all do, they're really easy to see and therefore pick up. And again, I can whip them out as I get to them, which minimises the need to baste. This is the final set in this collection. These are dressmaker pins, but they have dipped heads. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the head of the pin, let me put it up so you can see, it's got a little bobble on the end, which makes it very easy to grab and pull out. These are particularly good for very fine fabrics. You can pop lots of pins in because there are over 400 in the pack, which will hold all your layers together. And then, of course, attach your tissue pieces ready to cut out. All the pins in this grouping are nickel-coated steel, which resists corrosion. Fabulous.